Welcome to Amazing World Channel.
GETTYChristophe Castaner said the EU must transform itself to win populism ahead of the German election. French government spokesman Christophe Castaner said the EU must deeply transform itself if the bloc is to win the war against populism in light of the German federal election on Sunday. Germany's anti-immigrant Alternative for Germany AfD party sent tremors through the political establishment across Europe over the weekend after it became the first hard-right party to enter Germany's 703-seat parliament in more than half a century. The AfD won 13.3% of the vote, becoming the country's third biggest party and marking a radical and unprecedented shift in German politics. Mr. Castaner told the news channel BFM TV and Radio RMC, the battle against nationalism and populism can only be won if we have a powerful Europe, a strong Europe that protects its citizens, but also guarantees freedom. Unfortunately, that isn't the case right now. The EU must reinvent itself if it is to successfully counter the populist threat. Mr. Castaner congratulated Angela Merkel on winning a fourth term in office, but said the German far-right's rapid and unexpected ascent to power meant that her victory had a bitter taste to it. He said it's a bitter victory, there's no denying that. It's bitter because it marks the far-right's rise to power in Germany more than anywhere else in Europe. A far-right that is extremely violent, hardline and radical. It's striking. Despite garnering the majority of votes, Mrs. Merkel's Conservatives got their worst result since 1949. Germany AfD became the first hard-right party to enter Germany's 703-seat parliament in half a century. On September 25, 2017, demonstrators scuffle with police during the protest against the anti-immigration party Alternative für Deutschland AfD. After German general election Bundestagswahl in Berlin, the battle against nationalism and populism can only be won if we have a powerful Europe. Christophe Castaner. The CDU won 32.9% of the vote in Sunday's election, compared to 41.5% at the last election in 2013. Mrs. Merkel's main Social Democrat SDP rivals won 20.6% of the vote, their worst result since 1933. But we should not let the AfD's stunning success overshadow Mrs. Merkel's election victory, Mr. Castaner said. Castaner said battle against nationalism and populism can only be won if we have a powerful German. Castaner said Angela Merkel's victory could have a bitter taste to it. We must first hail Angela Merkel's victory. Let us not forget that she just won a fourth term in office, something that is unheard of in France. It's admirable. Mrs. Merkel now faces the tough task of building a stable coalition government with her last remaining potential partners, the Free Democrats FDP and the pro-regulations Greens, whose leaders are at odds with Mrs. Merkel on issues such as immigration, the environment and Europe.